I mean, spoiler, but yeah, you don't.
Oh, sorry. No, that's not really a spoiler. That's not really
It's the tiniest spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Michael Fassbender.
I'm Marisa Abela.
Hi, I'm Naomie Harris.
And I'm Regé-Jean Page.
My mother is a writer. And so I grew up reading scripts, and I always pride myself on being able to predict the endings. But there were so many twists and turns in this movie that I just did not see coming. And there's such great humor in it as well. And also, it's an ensemble piece, and each character is so fully fleshed, fully rounded, that I loved that, and I desperately wanted to be part of it and was honoured to be asked to be part of it.
I think the craft that David has in terms of how he tells stories, I mean, he's a legendary writer throughout the industry, and you can tell the moment you're reading it that he's in control of the story. It is so intelligent, so tight, so taut. It is psychologically thrilling. And as you said, reading the script for the first time, it took me on exactly the journey that I wanted to see an audience go on. Very, very intriguing in a way that scripts aren't always.
I mean, for me, I'd never kind of read a sort of spy movie that felt like this. It really felt like a relationship drama and all of the relationships at the heart of it. And then, of course, also just like I was so excited to work with Stephen and David and Michael and Kate and everyone, you know.
I just thought it was just a great piece of writing. You know, it was smart and it was funny, and it was also not what you might expect, certainly in a sort of, genre that we see a lot of these days. And a lot of the times with these sort of films, it's all sort of action-based. And this was more, the intellectual battles that were going on within a department that's supposed to be working together, that sort of ruthlessness where you're looking over your shoulder, as well as operations happening outside the office. But it's just super smart and funny, and it had a rhythm to it. I read it very fast. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, I didn't get to see him at all, not even once. Not even during press so far.
The crew really enjoyed seeing him. Every single time he walks through a room, like, every single crew member's like, oh, it's
really?
Yeah. Like there's like a little gasp, like a wave of gasps as he walks through the set. And so I got to enjoy watching that. But no, he's an incredibly generous performer. We had a couple of scenes and I very much enjoyed it.
He's cool.
A very, very cool guy and really lovely too.
Yeah.
I just saw him come on. I'm not in any of his scenes, but I met him in the makeup truck, and it was just like, it's the coolest thing. He's a hero.
He's a good-looking man.
Very.
I've read a contrasting interviews with him where it should be a nightmare for most directors. I think Stephen was having a ball. He was having a great time. 14 pages in a script of people sitting around a table should be difficult, and I think he thrives on that challenge. And he certainly was having a good time on the days that we were in there. He kind of let us off the leash and let us all play. He let us all surprise each other around the table, and the standard of actors sitting around that table made that very easy. Everyone was so generous with their performances and so inventive that we couldn't help but have a good time finding new things in the script, finding new nuances. I describe it as closer to a dream.
Well, we didn't have to worry about any of that. We were all having a laugh around the table, and he was like stressing. He had said to me sort of early on, he said, this is the sort of like, for me, the thing that's sort of keeping me awake at night, these two dinner scenes. And it was actually the only scenes that we rehearsed because of that, because he's trying to figure out, how can he make them different visually? Where is he going to put the camera? So we did actually rehearse those scenes, which we didn't do with anything else, purely for that reason.
I mean, it's also, it was like, I think it was a 12-page scene, which in film is like unheard of. I mean, it was like a play. It was like, it felt like a play.
Est-ce que tu tuerais pour moi, Georges? Tu le ferais.